Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. This is the Finance Rebels segment that we do every Wednesday, Wealthy Wednesday segment where I actually answer your money live, your personal finance questions, insurance, tax, stocks, business, real estate, whatever you got. If it's related to money, we talk about it. And listen, if I don't have the answer for it, I can normally find it out because I don't know everything. But I don't think I've been stumped yet. But I probably shouldn't brag on that too much. Somebody, some smart Alex somewhere try to come along and stump me and say, I got you. I got you. You don't know everything, which I don't. But as we do every week, answer questions live. And until we get that, I'll just check in on the markets because I didn't get to see what was going on today because I was busy. I didn't see what the market closed at or anything. So yeah, happy holidays to you too also, Remy. Remember, I am broadcasting live here on YouTube, on Facebook. So do me a favor, if you know anybody that is looking to improve their understanding of finance, of money, of taxes, of business, share this with them so you can help them begin to upload or upgrade their overall financial situation. Now, listen, I'm not just some social media guru guy that just kind of fell out of the sky. I've been doing this for quite some time, almost 20 years, 25 years in the making. Been doing this for quite some time. And I know you probably look at me and say, there's no way you've been doing this long. You look too young. I'm older than I look. I'm giving my own self a compliment there. So again, go ahead and throw your questions in the chat or in the comment section. If you're on Instagram, throw them in the money box or the question box at the bottom of the screen. How are you? Happy Wednesday. What's new in your world? What are you up to? What's up, big sis? Can I get my cookies this year? Deneen makes some really great cookies, y'all. She usually gets me my supply every holiday season. Last year, she forgot about me. I'm hoping I can get some this year. She usually gives them to me. I've even offered to pay for them. So hopefully she will hook me up, look a brother out, and, take care of me. So what you got going on, Deneen? What's new? What's popping? So, all right, so I'm going to look up, while we're waiting on questions to come in, I'm going to look up and see today, because I didn't get a chance to look at the markets today. I was working. I saw there's been a lot of stuff developing in the markets these last couple of weeks. And the White House is finally leaving, starting to transition. That's a good thing. The markets are now jumping. I never forget where the dude in the stock market is going to crash if Joe Biden gets elected. It ain't crashed. Matter of fact, yesterday, the Dow Jones actually jumped to over 30. Okay, Thanksgiving with Dad, cooking and baking. All right, that's good. Boss Mom Wife, how are you, lady? Miss Moore, Miss Thomas, I always get them confused. Serena, how you been? Are you cooking tomorrow? All right, I do end up sharing these out, y'all. I always forget. But I just shared it out a few places just now. So again, like I said, I will go ahead and looking to see what's going on as folks are starting to file in. But what questions do you all have? More romance, how are you? How does someone get more romance? So let's take a look at what's going on in these markets, in these stock market streets. There's a lot going on in the tax world as well. I was on a webinar yesterday for a training where I got to see just how biased the IRS is towards Black folks and poor folks in particular, especially in the South. It's really disturbing, really disturbing. The majority of people that get audited are poor Black folks in the South, especially in Mississippi, as in contrasted, those who are rich that live in other areas, more affluent areas, don't get audited at all. So there's no real equality in the system. I mean, we all knew that. I knew that, but it's something else when you see it and actually hear it presented to by someone else that was Black, by a white woman. A white lady presented this information. You know, I've read a lot of the articles and things that talk about that basically if you're poor, the IRS is coming to get you. But it was another thing to see it. And that's been, you know, again, it's been well documented. Congress has underfunded and understaffed the IRS for quite some time. So a lot of times when they're doing these audits, they're doing the paper audits or what's called the correspondence audits, cheaper than actually having a revenue officer go and visit and investigate people who actually have means. So that's part of the reason why poor families get targeted by the IRS, especially many poor families that take the earned income tax credit. So it's scary to see Black folks once more are getting targeted by a governmental agency. Now, some would say that it's not really about being Black because it's more about the income and the credits that they're taking. But like I said, most of these places or townships and counties are in the same. I am sure there are white counties in Mississippi that have some of the same issues, have some of the same demographics, have some of the same people that are in the same social economic graphic that are not Black, but they're white. Because sadly, Mississippi is one of the powerful states in the nation. However, out of the top 10 counties that have been audited or most highly audited are Black and brown. So that makes you wonder sometimes. All right, so let's take a look at these markets. Let me share this at. What am I investing in these days? I'm looking at REITs. I'm looking at non-retail REITs. Let me be specific. Like in matter of fact, I shared one on my timeline. I got a dividend I got like a $2 dividend yesterday from a peak. That is not an investment recommendation to buy nor sell. All right, just telling you what I am doing, sharing what I am doing, what I am looking at to actually break down for you, because I've shared pretty openly that I brought like 100 shares of Ford, which is a lot, L-O-T, lot, not a lot, but a lot. And I was break down how you can dollar cost average and build up a portfolio, because it didn't take. I've been meaning to talk my trash about Ford, because everybody I know was like, why are you buying Ford? What's so special about Ford? Ford's a car company. But when you look at my basis, right, what I brought it for, what I averaged my costing for, and you look at what Ford closed at today, you'd be like, maybe you're onto something. You said you're tired of all these tech companies and you wanted to do something boring. Yeah. You know, there's more to investing in tech. But Serena, that's one of the things I'm buying. I'm buying Ford. I'm buying Peak. I'm working on building another 100 shares of Peak. It's a great dividend company. I can't think of the dividend off the top of my head, but it's a great dividend company. And it's something that I think will have legs for the next 10 years. Everything I talk about here is all from a long-term perspective. So no short-term flips, no Forex, no day trading, just all long-term buy and hold. Well, buy and hold and watch, because I don't believe in just buy and hold and just let it sit and do its thing. I also believe in watching it and making sure it does what it's supposed to do. Hickey, how are you? Leo Lady, how are you? Welcome. So I'm supposed to be going over the markets with y'all, and I didn't do that yet. I launched into a rant about the IRS. But listen, any questions y'all have, go ahead and throw the question mark box down there. Serena, are you investing? Are you putting everything into your government contracting program? By the way, I've heard a lot of great things about it. All right, so I have a few questions. How do you know if the algorithmic trading strategy you are using is illegal? What do you mean by doing I'm not using an algorithmic trading strategy. Where did that question come from? Doing my Leonard Richardson, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where did that? Yes, Hickey, government contracting is the bomb, and Miss Serena Moore Thomas is the queen of all that. Well, her name is Boss Mom Wife, so check her out if you are interested in government contracting. I'm afraid to say your name. Dion TC. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hate saying people's names wrong. Yes, that's because the billionaires are buying the lobbyists and politicians. Yeah, they've been buying them for quite some. But go back to your question. You said, how do you know if the algorithmic trading strategy you're using is illegal? Well, whose algorithmic trading strategy did you get it from? Where did it come from? Hey, Ms. Edith, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where did it come from? And oh, you're reading Dark Money. Did you get that from me? Oh, that's where the question. I don't remember that in Dark Money. I read Dark Money, and I was very, very one impressed by the level of research that lady did and how thorough it was. I mean, she broke down how the Koch brothers is basically the Koch brothers and their friends are basically hijacking the system. Davida Pray, are you bored? You're supposed to be going home, Davida. How you doing? All right, so Serena says in travel contract space, been screaming this for more than 15 years now. I know. Yes, I know. I remember you first started screaming it. I remember when you first got your first government contract. So likewise, we need to do a follow-up because I know you're doing a whole launch. I know you want into government contracting. So any way I can be helpful, I definitely want to do that. If you want, go ahead and throw your link in there as well. I keep saying I want to take your class. I just need to find a time. 2020 was the year of overload. I think that's what I might call it. Hopefully 2021 will be the year of that's even a thing. I'm making it a thing. So I need to get into some government contracting myself. Several billions of dollars going on every day in the government. Actually, a lot of people don't even realize that the U.S. government is the biggest money of any business organization or country in the world. A lot of millionaires and billionaires are made that way because of government contracting. So it's something we should all look to do. But listen, make sure you bring your A game because you don't want to get into it and not respect the opportunity. All right, so let's check the markets real quick. All right, so I'm going to pin this post. So listen, Serena's my homegirl. Like Serena's my friend. Y'all know I don't just promote everybody. It's got to be somebody that I value and I feel has value, and she definitely does that. The brand architect, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I saw a few other people joining. Steven CEO, how are you? How you been, man? What's new? Mid Atlantic Jordan, how are you? So if you are interested in government contracting, click the link that Serena just put in there. I'll also share that with my Facebook and my YouTube folks as well. So if anybody is interested in government contracting, check this link out. It's something I will personally guarantee. I don't guarantee much. Y'all should know that. But I'm going to go ahead and put it up because I got to type it in. So give me 1 second. And actually, if you all have been on my YouTube site, there is a video or interview I did with Serena a few months back, beginning of the year, when she was launching one of her cohorts. So it's bit.ly, bit.ly/mission 500K. All right, it is $65 off until November 30th. All right, $65 off until November 30th. You hear from my market review, then you got to be out. All right, so listen, y'all check that out. Listen, I actually have some folks that I didn't even realize went to her program from that interview. They raved about it. So they're making money. I got to go make my money. Serena, show me how to make some money. All right, so let's check out this market real quick. Yeah, Leo lady, do that. Do that. Serena, it should work out either way, caps or no caps. But I'll go back and fix it. All right, so what happened in the markets today? Let's look at this. Well, we know what old boy, dirty boy, orange boy did in the White House today. He let some more criminals out. They say birds of a feather fly together. And so what does he do? He lets more criminals out. So that tells you a whole lot. A criminal who was admittedly lying to Congress. A criminal who knowingly admitted to breaking the law. But oh boy, don't care. So the markets fell a little bit today. But it's still an up year. Like I said, when they had the debates and all the rhetoric from the campaigns, the current resident, the short-term resident, the resident who will be leaving soon of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue or 1600 Hellsway Avenue, said that if Joe Biden wins the election, the stock market will crash. Well, guess what? The stock market didn't crash. Stock market is still up. So the Dow Jones today fell about 173 points. That's only about a 0.5%. Yesterday, the Dow Jones closed above 30,000, right, an all-time high. All right, the S&P 500 closed about 0.25% down, not even that much. It was down $5, $5.76. But guess what did turn up today? The NASDAQ. Now, if you know the difference between the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, you know the NASDAQ is the index that has the highest level of tech concentration. Now, there's a bunch of tech concentration in all the indexes down just because of the dominance of tech. But the NASDAQ has the highest level of tech out of all of them. But let's just look at the S&P 500. Y'all know I like to look at the S&P 500 because it's probably the best representation of the market out there. The S&P 500 is the 500 largest companies, the largest publicly traded companies in the country, in the United States, but most of them, or a large percentage of them, do business globally. So we're talking about companies like Apple, Exxon, Home Depot, Walmart, companies like that. So I'm sorry to my people that are on Instagram that you can't see the screen share that I have, but I'm just looking for needs a quick rundown. You know, the one site I always tell you about, right? Finance.yahoo.com. You could always go there and get a quick rundown. But I also like to go to CNBC.com. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. The other website I go to a lot is Bloomberg. I'm on Bloomberg heavy. Obviously, I have my WSJ or Wall Street Journal subscription, so I'm there as well. But these are ones that are kind of real quick, simple, easy, and fun. All right, so the S&P 500 is up 12.35% year to date. So since January 1 to today, the S&P 500 has risen 12.35%. All right. Y'all know on Saturdays, I like to do a full market rundown. So I talk about gold, I talk about oil, and I talk about some of the stocks of the week. But I'm really interested to see what happens as the transition comes along, because COVID numbers are starting to spike. And as COVID numbers start to spike, we are going to see more economic slowdown. And the problem is that the government or the officials that be, the powers that be, kind of let everybody come outside for a little bit of recess. And a lot of people don't want to go back inside. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with the containment of COVID-19. We're already seeing hospitals, at least in where I'm at in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia, they're starting to be overrun. And so that's the whole reason why you want to quarantine, why you want to shut things down, because the less movement we have with people, the less contact we have with people, the less chance that the actual hospitals and healthcare systems get overrun. They only have but so many beds that they can accommodate people. And then so it's not just the people that have COVID, but what about Nana and Mama that might have, the flu, or might have had a heart attack, or might have gotten in a car crash? So if these facilities are at full capacity, it's really, really hard to kind of take care of everybody. So thus, that's the reason why you want the shutdown, or why the shutdown is a good thing. That's the reason why masks are good things, right? You want to do things that are preventative to keep from killing people, basically. Right. So, all right. So, yep. So, yeah, Leo Lady is interesting. Go check out the interview, and I'm sure I'll get Serena on soon. Leo Lady says 65% not dollars. Yes, 65%. Mid Atlantic says stock market is on fire. Question: do you think we should expect pullback, or will things keep going? Has anybody been paying attention to my Instagram feed or even my Facebook feed? Listen, what goes up comes down. The laws of gravity are there. What happens is, matter of fact, I put out a post the other day. I said, listen, the trend is your friend, right? We are in a bull market. We're in a bull market trend. The trend is your friend to the end, but nobody knows when the end begins. So again, the trend is your friend till the end, but nobody knows when the end begins. So yes, the market, I believe, will continue to run up, but it's going to end at some point. There will be a correction at some point. And then what I think is going to happen is, I think a lot of these so-called social media gurus, all these new year stock market experts will get kind of shook out, and they'll disappear, and they'll go back to figuring out what the next thing is. And they'll be trying to sell you, I don't know, silicone glasses and beer mugs and whatever's hot at the time. That's what they'll be doing. So just keep an eye out for that. Miss Tony Denise, welcome. AC Trey, I think I said that's how you say your name. AC Trey 37, how are you? Or Ace Trey 37, how are you? Welcome. So I am not, I love the stock market, right? The stock market for me is very intriguing because I love business. If you want to see business on its highest level, it is in the stock market. But at the same time, when you keep seeing run after run after run, and people are investing with no real rhyme or reason, with no real fundamentals behind anything. And what I mean by fundamentals is, we're seeing stocks run up, but we're not seeing their business increase, right? So as Warren Buffett always talks about, when you're buying a stock, you're buying a part of a business. Now, I'm talking to my long-term investors. I'm not talking to my traders. But when you see that happening, and the business isn't being affected, you know that it's not going to continue for always. So something's going to change at some point, because investors are going to be like, well, this company really doesn't have any profits. Again, look at a company like Tesla. I know y'all Elon-esque don't like me talking about Tesla, but when you look at Tesla, they still were making money. I know the last 5 quarters have been profitable, but they've been very thin. Any disruption in their production and manufacturing line, they're not healthily profitable. And when you look at their PE, their price to earnings, right? We talked about that. I did a whole session on that. It's crazily, wackily out of whack. Hey, Miriam, you know, when you look at that and you say, all right, one or two things have to happen with Tesla. Either they have a major crash, or the team figures out a way for them to become really, really profitable at some point, or they get some more government subsidy at some point. But what they're producing now and their stock price don't necessarily make sense. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Just keep that in mind. All right. Dorma says also too, I'm tired of working 2 jobs. Yeah, I feel you. I don't know your situation, but yeah, try to figure out how to funnel your energy and your attention and your studies into finding a way where you only have to have 1 job or 1 business. Hopefully you're able to save some money while you're doing all this, working 2 jobs. Or are you one of those people that like to work 2 jobs because you're bored? I know a lot of those folks like that too. Yes, Black Lives Matter Avenue. Yes, you are right. 1600 Black Lives Matter Avenue. Thank you. Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. It seems like the internet is a little out of whack, but I guess everybody is on tonight showing their Turkey Day recipes and stuffing and putting sugar in their greens. If anybody watches the Black Wealth Project, y'all know what I'm talking about. Remember, the Black Wealth Project airs every Saturday, every Sunday at 7 p.m. I don't know why I keep making that mistake. But what questions do I have? I see I got one more question. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and I will get to them. So let's see what we got. All right. So Leo Lady says, do you know of any company gold? I don't. So when you say purchase gold, you're talking about the gold and the metals. Joy Mom says she's bored. She's an empty nester. Okay. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, Leo Lady, I don't know anywhere. Well, I mean, there's several. Listen, do this. By the Hood, Jimmy and Corey, they actually have a course that they just dropped. I'm not sure if it was $50. I'm not sure if it's more. Again, that's another course I definitely would co-sign. Jimmy and Corey are definitely stand-up, definitely have a lot of integrity. So it's either $50. I think there was a code, or it's $99. Either way, I know they broke down everything and about buying the physical gold, the physical silver, because Jimmy's always doing videos about his gold rounds and his silver rounds, or his gold coins and his silver coins. And so they're trying to make people more aware of metals. So check out By the Hood. By the Hood on Instagram, By the Hood on Facebook, By the Hood. Oh, matter of fact, if you go to By the Hood University, you can check the course out. There might be a discount code though. So just check in with me, inbox me, and I'll find that out before the night's out. All right. So what other questions do we have? So doing my ass what the float is. All right. So let's check out the float. The float is talking about volume. Unique was 79. How you doing? Welcome. Let me take this down. How do I get that down? There we go. All right. So you want to talk about the float. So the float talks about volume. The float is talking about outstanding shares. But I'm going to pull it up, and I want to walk you through what to do to figure this out. So we're going to go to Google, and we are going to type in stock market float. So you all can see where I'm getting this from, just to know that I'm not making this up. I don't know. It seems like everything's moving slow. Everything is moving slow today. My day job pays the bills, and my weekend job at Walmart. Are you okay? So you work at Walmart. Are you buying Walmart stock? All right. So here, I'm going to share this on the screen real quick. Now, remember what I told y'all before I even pulled it up. Can y'all guess? Got to keep this interesting, y'all. I don't want to bore nobody. My owner, Melody, how are you? Life asks, what are my personal thoughts on precious metals? It's cool. It's cool. I know some people like to buy precious metals because it feels like insurance. Some people like it. Some people love gold, right? Some people love the precious metals. When you look at the movement of precious metals, especially gold, let's stick with gold for right now. It goes up in times of crisis when something's wrong, and then it usually drops. So me personally, I mean, that's cool for somebody who's like in more of a protective phase of life. I'm in a building phase of life. I'm still looking to build. And when I say build, I'm talking about wealth. So I would rather put my money in stocks. However, there's nothing wrong with diversity. And gold, especially gold coins, have a couple of different factors to them, right? So it's definitely pegged to the price of gold, but it's also like the gold coins are also collector's items. So the collector's items oftentimes is a bit of a premium, or has a bit of a premium to the overall price of things. So it can be a cool thing. It could be a good thing. I'm actually asset. I am actually asset agnostic, right? Meaning I really don't have one I favor. sometimes, right? It's like children. Like some people might have a favorite child. I don't have a favorite child. I love them all the same. Well, I love them all differently, but the love for them isn't any more, any less. It's just different because they're all different. And so, that's how I kind of look at assets, right? Now, I get labeled the real estate hater. I get labeled being the Bitcoin hater. Many people don't know I used to manage about 50 doors in real estate. So it's not like I'm just some outsider who only advise my clients on real estate. I've actually lived it. I've actually gotten calls at 2, 3 o'clock. Tenants have clogged their toilets. I actually owned some pieces before. I don't own any right now, but I've owned some people before. And I don't think, why don't I think it's for everybody? Because I know just watching human history, watching human pattern, the fads. They jump on the bandwagon and they're like, everybody's on real estate. I want to do real estate too. Instead of trying to figure out what your God-given gifts, abilities, and talents are. I think that's what most time on. Finding out what you are the absolute best at, and then investing all your time, energy, and talent into that. And that's not easy because many times we can't figure out what we really are great at, because that means we have to be very introspective. We have to think about ourselves. You can't see me, Uniqua. I'm here. Shaniqua, I'm here. Can everybody else see me on Instagram? Shaniqua, don't tell me you got a bootleg phone. All right, so let's go back to float. Let me finish answering that question. My apologies. All right. So floating stock. What is float, or what is a stock? A floating stock. All right. So floating stock is the number of shares available for trading of a particular stock. All right. So the number of shares that are trading on any day. So low float stocks are those with a low number of stocks. Floating stocks is calculated by subtracting closely held shares and restricted stock from a firm's total outstanding shares. Closely held shares are those owned by insiders, major shareholders, and employees. Restricted stocks refer to insider shares that cannot be traded because of temporary restriction, such as the lockup period after an IPO. A stock with a small float will generally be more volatile than a stock with large float. This is because with fewer shares available, it may be harder to find a buyer or seller. That results in larger spreads and often lower volume. All right, y'all got that? Volume is really important. Okay, so you're all Apple, so you can't see me. I don't have my screen split. Not on IG. I don't even know how to do that on IG. Can you do that on IG? I just shared the so you're on IG and you're on YouTube. And you're on Facebook. All right, so I appreciate that. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to fight the algorithm. The algorithm don't want me to be great. The man got his foot on my neck. So help me defeat the algorithm, y'all. Share this out, comment, like, and then share it again. Smash the like button, as all the YouTube people will be saying. All right. But yes, I shared the screen for the floating stock, Shaniqua. So now you should be able to see my beautiful caramelly, chocolatey face, whatever you want to call it. All right, doing did that answer your question? And no, I don't think you asked me about float last week. Nope. Well, that's good. I'm glad you were working your day job to pay your bills, and you got a side job to invest. That's very smart. Okay, so my day job pays the bills, and my weekend job at Walmart I use to buy delinquent properties and invest. Smart lady. Smart. Yep, I read Warren Buffett is big on this. Yeah, he doesn't like buying low float stocks. I don't like buying low float or low volume stocks. Again, they are hard to get in and out of. If you want, or sometimes you can get in and out of them, but you'll get raped on the trade, meaning that you will put in let's say you want to buy something at 20, you put in a market order for $20, and you might want to pay in $22 or $23. The way to control that is you have to put in a limit order for $20, and then when there is an offer out there for $20, you can when there's an offer out there for $20, then you will be able to match your price for your bid with somebody else's ask, and fulfill the order. Because remember, the stock market is just an auction block. That's all it is. It's auction style. So the least amount of people you have going on or getting involved in it, the least amount of people you have bidding. So it works like that. But when you have low volume like that, again, you see spikes and things happen because somebody might say, you know what, I don't want to mess around and bid. I just want it bid that I feel will outdo everybody and people will buy. And that kind of messes up the market. Listen, you can tell what's going on with the market when you have higher volumes. When you see higher volumes of people buying, that's a great buying will typically continue. When you see high volumes of people selling, that's a sign that the market's probably going to continue to sell off. So, volume can be very, very interesting. It can be a good indicator to a large degree. So, Melody, you're watching me on IG and YouTube. All right. So, listen, I'm trying to grow my YouTube presence, y'all. So, please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and share it out as well. So, Doing Mine says I buy Walmart stock through an ETF, not directly through the company. So, Doing Mine, since you are an employee of Walmart, see if they have a stock. See if they have an employee stock purchase. An employee stock purchase program usually will give you a discount. The employees usually get a discount on the stock, 10, 15, 20%. And they might do it once a month or once a quarter, where you take money out of your paycheck, you can put it into the employee stock program, and then you can buy the stock on a cheap. It's one of the best ways of buying stock. And since you are working there, why not take advantage of it? It's one of the perks of employment. Naeem Singleton, how are you? Welcome. All right. So the pros and cons of investing in a closed-end fund like Lvmh. I don't think Lvmh is a closed-end fund. Lvmh is actually a stock. It's a stock that is on the Italian market or the French market. Louis V, Moet, and Hennessy. Louis V, Moet, and Hennessy. It is, again, a foreignly traded stock. You kind of asked, all right, you know what? Let me just double check. Because I get things wrong sometimes, folks. Mid-Atlantic. What question should you ask the CPA? So it depends on what you want your CPA for. Some people think CPAs only do taxes. A lot of the CPAs I know actually refer their tax work to me. They do other pure accounting, financial statements, bookkeeping, auditing, things like that. So it depends on what you want your CPA for. There's actually a video on YouTube that I did a while ago with 5 questions you should ask when selecting a tax preparer. Yes, part of Gucci. Oh, so you're saying LVMH owns Gucci too? I think that's correct, but I'm not sure. Let me look up LVMH. Katisa, I see your question. I'm coming to you. Mission 500K. It is a mission that my homegirl Serena Moore Thomas is on to help 500,000 people get into federal government contract. She always likes to say that the federal government sells everything from yoga pants to dog food, or maybe I got it reversed. Maybe it's they buy dog food to yoga pants, or they're buying everything from dog food to yoga pants. And she's been in the game for a long time. I know her personally. I know her in IRL, in real life. And I've known her since she's gotten her first federal government contract. All right, so I'm gonna come back. I want to answer your question, don't mind. So you said I lost you. No investor left behind. It's my saying. All right, so you said I lost you. All right, so you lost me when you said they had to take money out my check, but great info. Thanks for sharing. I will definitely inquire about it. Okay, so again, an employee stock purchase program. So you work at a company called Walmart. Walmart is a publicly traded company, one of the biggest companies in the world. I bet dollars donuts they probably have it. But again, an employee stock purchase program. And so an employee stock purchase program is when you can take money out of your check, let's say $10, $20, buy the stock through the company, directly through the company. And they'll usually have like brokerage accounts set up with like an E-Trade or Fidelity or something like that. But the real benefit and jewel of the employee stock program is because typically they give you a discount. So let's do this. And I didn't forget about LVMH. So let's do this real quick. I want to look up LVMH and then I want to finish that thought out about the employee stock program. Work with me, y'all. Work with me. I'm not trying to jump around on y'all, but sometimes conversations are fluid and you got to go with the flow. So LVMH right now is $118.61. Now it trades OTC. And you're going to say, Kamari, what in the world is OTC? So OTC is over the counter. So it's not listed on any, it's not listed here in the United States. So it becomes a little bit more tricky when you want to buy it because it's not on the New York Stock Exchange. It's not on the NASDAQ. It's not on any of those other exchanges. So give me 1 second. I'll pull this up on the screen. Which is a stock, right? And they call it's an unsponsored ADR. So ADR, well, let me just show this to you real quick on the screen. ADR stands for American Depository Receipts, usually companies that are based overseas. Companies that are based overseas have ADRs. So like Nestle, I'm sure Nestle is a Swiss company. I'm sure they are an ADR. But right now it's $18.61. So this isn't a closing fund. This is actually a stock. Now, again, it's an international stock. International stocks get a little bit more tricky, but you could probably buy the stock if your broker supports it. Every broker probably isn't going to support this though. But again, this isn't a closed-end fund. It is a real stock. A closed-end fund is like a mutual fund where they have a whole bunch of investments or a whole bunch of stocks that they buy and that they invest in. And it might not just be the stocks, right? It could also be bonds. It could be stocks just from one sector like China or one country like China or one sector like tech or things like that. But closed ends are a little bit different because they don't have as much liquidity because they don't let people come in and out as much. But you can still invest in them. All right, so let me come back. You know what? Let's do this while we're here. We can do this in one fatal swoop. So Walmart, $151. All right. All right. So I'm reading your comments. So when I said you lost me, I mean, I wasn't interested in them taking money out my check. Oh, okay. Why not? $10, $15 at a time. You're getting the stock on the cheap. I know you want to control your money. You're probably old school. Give you all your bread. Why isn't this? Okay, I'm on the wrong screen, y'all. That's why Walmart's not showing up. So bear with me for 1 second. My daggone mouse is not cooperating with me, y'all. Is it me or does it seem like technology has a mind of its own? All righty. There we go. Jeez Louise. Okay. What are we doing? I think the mouse has officially taken over. Skynet is in the building. So the other thing that's happening, y'all, too, just as an aside, when you see what's going on with the stock market has I call it vaccine fever. It's got vaccine fever. So a lot of people are excited because they think a vaccine's coming to market and that everything's going to go back to normal and everybody can go outside and play again. But it's going to take some more time. All right, so Walmart is like 151. And you know what? Let me look at something. Let me look at something. I'm curious if I can find this on the web. Curious to find if I can find this on the web. Um, it's amazing what you can find out on the web just by Google. Diana, how are you? So yes, it looks like according to Glassdoor, if anybody is not familiar with Glassdoor, Glassdoor is like an HR slash job board site where you can get insight on different companies before you actually take a job there. So I want to show you this. So doing mine, they definitely have a stock market, an employee stock market purchase program. And if you get into it, I think you'll love me for the rest of my life. You will kiss the feet in the ground that I walk upon if you get into this program because you'll make that much money. Kay Landis, how are you? Okay, everything is moving slow tonight. I don't know why, y'all. Hold on, Serena. I see that question. Roth IRAs are cool, but the children have to have earned income. So if they have a job or something, then it works. If they don't, not so much. And I don't know why my machine isn't working for me. Kevin Gee, how are you, sir? So I'm reading this. So hold on, Serena. I'm gonna come back. I just want to answer this question real quick. So Walmart has a stock purchase plan. Doing mine. They gave it like 3.5 stars. I'm trying to see if they have anything really specific on it, if they talk about the discount. So again, usually you'll get a discount on it, on the stock purchase. They usually kind of gather your money up on a monthly or quarterly fashion, and you get the buy-in, and they'll do it for you automatically. So you got to give them a little bit of control. Yeah, I'm sure. Doing my, what are you talking about? European Equity Fund. All right, so let's do this. Let's get back to basics, y'all. All right, that's better. All right, so Walmart, yeah, Walmart will be good. I get it. You don't want to closed end that has. I think EEA is actually ETF, but hold that thought. I want to get to Serena real quick. All right, so she says, "What do you recommend for kids? Roth IRA. Hold on, Roth IRA. Slowly increase ownership of individual stocks, or should I be looking to help them choose mutual funds?" Well, I don't like mutual funds. Everybody knows I do not like mutual funds. I like ETFs, exchange traded funds. They're very similar. So, and they're also typically cheaper. You can look at all the Vanguard stuff. Again, that's not a recommendation to buy. This is not investment advice. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Roth IRA or even a UGMA or UTMA account for your children, especially in the long run. However, if you plan for your children to go to college, you do want to look at the rules for FAFSA in terms of what they count as income and assets as well. But what I, I would probably say individual stocks because you can talk about the direct stories. Serena, your younger set of children are young, right? So you can talk to them about probably Star Wars and Marvel, and Disney owns Star Wars and Marvel. So you could actually buy individual shares of Star Wars and Marvel and put it into their stock account. And again, you can get interest in it, and you can kind of start to teach them about investing in the stock market. But you could also do that with McDonald's or any other. I'm trying to think of any other um, company that they might use. Apple. I don't know if they have iPhones or iPads they might be using or anything like that. So, it's an open oyster. You could really do whatever you want to do with that. Oh, okay, then yes, then yeah, yes, absolutely. Jerry Evans, yep, check you out. Got him on payroll. Now Serena has a business, and listen, I'm running off talking about some. I'm kids on my taxes, like all the rest of these yahoos out here on social media. Don't just put your kids on taxes to get a tax break. Put your kids on payroll, make them actually do work, make them actually a part of something that's going to bring value to the business. So I told you I was going to do a course on LLCs and new business startup. The course is here. I just got to do a couple finishing touches, and I will be releasing it between the day and tomorrow. Got you. So they're between 7 and 9, and they get paid bi-weekly. Smart lady. Smart lady. The tax code is the cheat code, as my homegirl Courtney says. That you don't have a wealth plan if you don't have a tax plan, and you definitely need a tax plan if you're about that wealth game. You can't just, blindly wait till tax time to start doing things that will have a positive benefit on your taxes. Got to start now, because come the end of the year, most of your deduction, most of your tax planning will be null and void until next year. All right. So I'm coming back to you doing so the European Equity Fund, EEA, I am almost sure that is an ETF, but I could be wrong. So let me double check. Let's see. Let me Google that real quick. I want to say it's iShares. I want to say EEA owns iShares. But give me 1 second. Un momento. Hmm. Oh, DWS. Okay. And it is a closed-end fund. You are right. I am wrong. Ha. So Sarita says they have job descriptions and they work. I know that's right. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of I'm not a super duper fan of mutual funds. Closed-end is a form of a mutual fund. Part of the problem is getting out of those mutual funds. So I'm looking at EEA now. Let me throw it up on the screen. EEA roughly only has about 79 million in there. And so when it puts its shares out, it probably has a problem getting liquidity a lot of times. But let's just look at it real quick. And I'm sure I can find an ETF that does something very similar at a lower price. All right. So the fund round, the NAV, right? So the NAV is called the net asset value, and it usually gets valued every day. So the net asset value is $11.65. Let's look at the fun facts. It has 79 million in assets, not a whole lot. Number of holdings 51, shares outstanding 7.2 million. And let me see. Let's see, what are their holdings? Industrial, healthcare, financials. AstraZeneca is one of their largest holdings. Deutsche, Nestle, E&L, Nova, Carey Group, Merck, Kering, Barry. Most of their companies are in France, then Germany, Switzerland, UK. So I bet, this is just a bet, and this is the European Equity Fund, right? So I'm betting I need to go brush up on my closed-end funds. I'm clicking the screen and it's not working with me. Yeah, Leo Lady, go check out Boss Life. She's definitely official. Definitely official. She don't do it for the gram like others, but she's certified G. Right. So I'm pulling up an ETF. Let me see. There's an iShares ETF that is called, I'm trying to remember the name. I have a bunch of ticker symbols just floating around in my head, yo. So you gotta forgive me. By the way, any questions you have, throw it in. Okay, there we go. VGK. VGK is Vanguard. Is Vanguard's European stocks. So let's pull it up real quick. Percents. Give me 1 second. But while I'm pulling stuff up, it's 9:05. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the chat box. And everything is moving slow. Jeez Louise. Don't know why. I don't know why everything's moving slow today. I guess everybody is on the internet today. I guess a lot of people are Skyping and hanging out with family because everybody's supposed to be quarantined. I don't know how many people are actually following those rules. All right, so I'm gonna put this on screen. Very similar mix. They're the same now. All right, here we go. All right, so their monthly and largest holdings: Nestle, Roche, Novartis, ASML, Unilever, AstraZeneca, SAP, LVMH. So if you want to buy LVMH, buy VGK. It's Vanguard. Well, you know what? That is not investment advice. It is not. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell. Anytime you're thinking about buying and selling any investments, please talk to your investment and tax advisor. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. So VGK, it has, how much is in VGK? Trying to see here. It should be here somewhere. But I like a stock or an ETF or a fund that has a good amount of assets in it, right? So this has 16.3 billion. There's never going to be a problem getting in and out of the stock. There's never going to be a problem with you getting your money because it's going to be plenty of liquidity. Plenty of liquidity. And it's got most of the big hitters. And I know we were talking about LVMH. Now, LVMH is a beast. I know we were talking about LVMH. Okay. Katisa says the Bitly link doesn't work. Yes, doing my VGK entertainment purposes only. Katisa, I'll get the link. I don't know if are we friends on Facebook, like personally? Send me a friend request, or I'll slide it in your DMs in a professional way. All right. So yeah, I like VGK better, right? That's just my personal preference. If I wanted to invest in LVMH. LVMH isn't going anywhere. Y'all know they got, again, Hennessy, they got Fenty. Everybody's loving Fenty by Rihanna. There's some kind of partnership thing they got going on over there. I don't know if she's a partner or just a brand ambassador. I'm not totally sure, but either way, it's great because it's making a lot of money. It's going to make Rihanna a lot of money as well. So I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Shaniqua, all right, Shaniqua's on Facebook now. So it says Target is probably good too. Yeah, I'm probably very sure, or I'm very confident that Target has an employee stock purchase program. So Shaniqua, if you're working at Target, get into the stock purchase program. Listen, anytime y'all work at a publicly traded company, you should try to get in the employee stock purchase program. Now, that's if it's a good business. If it's trash, then you might want to keep your money and just put it in savings. But if you work at, one of these big companies, one of these big S&P 500 companies, one of these big Dow Jones companies, you should seriously consider participating in the bid. They give you just usually 10 to 20%. They take the money out of your check so you can kind of do it systematically, automatically. You don't have to think about it. And it's just another perk of being an employee there. And I say, if you're going to work a 9 to 5, use your 9 to 5 to finance your freedom, finance your financial freedom. Because, I know everybody's job shaming these days, but there's nothing wrong with having a job. Some billionaires have used their jobs to become billionaires. So it tells you to quit their job and just start a business. Tell them that you're learning your skills, you're honing your craft, right? Because the biggest thing actually is to hone your craft. And what better place to hone your craft than on somebody else's dime instead of yours? Now, listen, there's going to come a time where you need to go out on your own, but you have to really wait it out for yourself. Don't let these social media gurus tempt you in jumping off a bridge when you don't have a parachute. And that financial parachute is some savings, ideally a year's worth or 6 months worth of income, not just expenses. So you can weather any storm that comes your way, right? And you could also start your business on the side while you have your job as well. The internet's here, y'all. There's no longer the limit. It's just the view. So, keep doing y'all. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Not to some, again, social media guru. I keep social media gurus because I see people follow them and they do things that are not in their interest. I don't know why they haven't done more research. I don't know why they didn't run it by professionals, but the cases, and I actually hate seeing people get hurt unnecessarily. All right. We work hard for our money. There's no need. There's no need to kind of cast our pearls before swine. That doesn't make sense at all. All right. So let me read this. So Boss Mom Wife Life says, always learning, always growing. Appreciate folks like Kamari. He's the real deal. Holyfield, appreciate that. I didn't pay her to say that, y'all. My leather First Genesis financial plan. Really? Yeah, we go way back. So you put it out there. I built out a financial plan for Sabrina when she was with me when I was at First Genesis. First Genesis was a Black initiative by a major life insurance company to try to penetrate the Black market, get more financial plans, get them to get more life insurance, get them to become more over. So that was definitely a major place for me to be. I went through lots of trials and tribulations. That's the place I told you I got fired. And it wasn't my fault. I got fired because of my boss. Serena knows my old boss. So, I got fired. It wasn't my fault. So listen, when you get fired on Friday, and I think it actually was a Friday, I ain't had nothing to do with go home and be mad, but I was cool. My old boss did good by me. Jedi, Mace Windu, how are you? By the way, Mace Windu was like my favorite Jedi. He's the only Black Jedi, and he had the purple saber. So, all right. So Serena said must be all cash. Yeah, Serena, just slide it in my DM, and I'll make sure I get it out to folks. Morg Mizzle, what's up, family? All right, who else has questions? And Katisa, like I said, I will get that link for you, and I'll slide it in your DM or your inbox as well. Yes, not an investment recommendation. It is not investment advice. It is only for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right. So what do you think is better, blended or core investing? You ever read Morningstar or something? You hit me with all the institutional, all the industry terminology. I think it depends on what is best for you. Again, I only talk about investments from a long-term perspective, 10 years, because most of my audience are beginners. So blended or core really doesn't matter to me for this context, right? I just want to get people started. And so I always say start. If you go to Starbucks every day and you buy a cup of coffee, take a week off because, right, you usually spend $4 to $5 at Starbucks. That's about $25 a week. Take a week off. Take that consumerism money that you would have used to consume and become owner with it. Become a owner with it into ownership. Put it into stock ownership. Remember, when you buy a stock or a piece of stock, you are now becoming a part owner in a business. And so if you go to a place like Starbucks and you've seen a lot of other people go to Starbucks, maybe you should put your money where your mouth is, like where your actual mouth is, right? So instead of buying the food that you're putting your money in your mouth with, you can buy the stock was buying and putting food in your mouth. If that makes sense. Did that make sense, y'all? Y'all tell me, did that make sense? All right. So I mean, you can start slow. Again and again, when I say buy what you know, I'm not saying that's the end all be all. That's just the beginning of the journey. It's just giving you some ideas of what you can invest in. Again, if you like Starbucks, look at Starbucks. Why do people go there all the time? If you like Apple, look at Apple. Again, these aren't investment recommendations, just some ideas to get your investment brain going and turning of some things you can buy. All right, so doing my, I put something up there and said it's off topic. That's cool. I can do off topic. Off topic, do you know anyone their doctorate degree through the PhD program for free? I read that they're doing something qualifying schools in PA. No, I don't. One day I would like to get my PhD. I'm a big nerd, so I would do stuff like that. I know people, but I don't know of any of them getting it for free. However, most times people will kind of get their PhDs for free anyway, because usually they are going through some type of what's the term? I want to say scholarship. It's not scholarship. They basically get a free ride because they're usually going to do some type of research at the university. The university gives them a stipend. I can't think of the term off the top of my head, but a lot of PhDs, not all, but a lot, they get into some program where the university pays for it. So it's something you can do, something you can look at. My pleasure, Khadija. My pleasure. Let's see. So doing my says it's a slow day at my job. Y'all just letting doing my dominate all the questions today. What's up with that? Y'all getting housed. All right. So doing my set is slow at my day job. So I've been doing a lot of reading. I wasn't making any money scrolling through Facebook all day, so I closed my account and picked up some books. I'm not mad at that. That's a power move. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Fellowship. Are you talking about what we do every week? Is fellowship? Absolutely. Serena says, "Do I run an investment club?" No. Would you? Yes. I'm thinking for a lot of reasons. But if people want to pay, it's gonna be not. But I need to know folks are serious. It don't got to be a whole lot of money. But again, I need to know the folks are serious. So, all right. What should be the process of selecting a good CPA? All right. So, Mid Atlantic, what do you need a CPA for? What are you need to do books? You need to do taxes? Okay, we'll do. You can be the who wants to be the first person in it? Because I've been thinking about doing. I actually had one ready to go before, but it kind of fell apart because of egos. And it was more of a community based one. I'm not doing that anymore. Stuff seriously enough, in my opinion. And so the reason why I tell y'all, like, what I'm saying, this is investment advice. This is not investment advice. That's a disclaimer. because I don't have time for people to try to discredit my name. My name is all I got. I have to protect my name. So it's imperative. So all right, so I will invite you. We'll all right. So Ms. Eva says I can't delete Facebook. I've joined financial groups, received free financial books, and in a private group, Facebook always. You are in like everybody's group. How did you get free books? Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a little cheat code. There are free books floating around everywhere. So if you Google, I'm trying to think of Ben's book off the top of my head. But if you look up, let's say you look up the most famous financial books, and then you find them, you get your list together, and then you go to Google and you just put in the name of the financial book, PDF. A lot of those books are on Google, free. Some of them, people will try to get you to get into their mailing list. Sometimes they're just out there free. A lot of times I've found books and I put them on, and I put them in the groups that I were in. So they're just another resource. But listen, you all could do the same thing too. There's plenty of books floating around out there. And by the way, bookstores still work. Amazon still works. Now I'm partial to black bookstores. So when you open or when you're buying books, please use a black bookstore. You know, I'm all about black owned businesses and supporting black owned businesses. So I definitely want to keep that going. Young King P22, how you doing? Jay Brizo, how you doing? You can get books for shipping costs only. Yes, that is true. Jack the First Three, how you doing, man? How you been? Hey, man, I'm still laughing at that that live we did with your man. What's his name? Ali, the comedian boy. He's hilarious, by the way. Miss Mitney, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so y'all listen, 9:30. It's 9:21 now. Almost 9:30. I've been on with y'all for about an hour, almost an hour and a half. I'm about to go get some vittles. Y'all know I don't play about my food. Y'all see, like I'm still like the president of the Fat Boy Club. I'm getting out of it though. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but that's the plan. That's the dedication. I'll some LBs real quick. Y'all ain't gonna know who I be in a couple months, but I'll be getting off soon. So throw y'all comments, questions in the chat, and let's continue to have a good time for a couple more minutes. Megkanga, Mekangi. Tell me how to say that. That sounds interesting. That sounds dope. All's good, young King P. Just here working, here with the people. Melody, you like that? I said libraries still work. Well, they do. They do. I'll be honest, I don't use my library as much as I should. You know, another great resource, y'all. I gotta think what it's called. But there are these investment books in the library that will kind of, and they're only at the resource. They're only at the resource desk. And so if you go to the resource desk and you ask, I got to figure out the name. I got to remember the name of them. But they have like every stock that's on the stock market listed in them, and they'll give you kind of a breakdown of each one of the stocks. Now, you can find a lot of that information on the internet, but it's really cool to kind of see it on paper. And I like going to the library because it's quiet and you can study, you can really focus on what's going on. So sometimes I used to go to the library just to get some reading done. Now I used to tend to go to Starbucks because I can drink coffee in there, can't drink coffee in the library. Library figured out a way to do a cafe. I think the library would get some new life into it. Yes. Real health is real. What did you say, Jack? I don't want to mess it up. All right, Serena, good night to you too. Thanks for joining us. Realizing true wealth is health. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Hey, Naisha, how you doing? She says, I hope y'all listening. Thank you, Angela. To the rescue. Yes, value line. How did you know that, Angela? You in the industry or you read my mind? You, Angela. Yeah, so get the value line books. They're like these big, thick textbook-like books, and they have like every stock in them, and you can only get them at the library. If you try to buy one, they're like super duper expensive, like thousands and thousands of dollars. But there's research in there, and if you really want to do a deep dive on a company, I would suggest you go read the value line report, and just take a day trip to the library with your kids or by yourself, with your spouse, your loved one. You know, you ain't always got to spend money to have fun, right? But you can go somewhere and actually figure out how to make money and have fun at the same time without. All right. So what other questions do y'all have? Now, listen, I am going to be launching a new course. It's called Mind Your Business, how you could turn your side hustle into a real business. I'm tired of seeing people give y'all bad information and bad advice. If I see another social media post for telling people to take advantage of taxes, if I see another social media post telling people that they should start an S corp so they can take advantage of taxes, I'm going to literally throw up. No advice is cookie cutter. No advice should be cookie cutter. It should be all tailor made, right? So I put together a course that I'm going to do. I want to help people understand how to structure their businesses, how to pick an LLC, how to pick an S corp, how to pick a C corp, how to pick a sole proprietorship if you need one, right? I got the lawyers coming through for that. Shelly Richardson coming through for that. I'm also going to show people how to keep their books, right? Why it's important to keep their books, how keeping your books and actually keep you out of tax jail as well. And then I'm also going to, folks, your most common tax deductions for your businesses as well. So look out for that link. If you want to see, text me at 215-9058. Again, 215-974-0058. And just let me know. Seeing a whole lot of that for me. That says you might as well jump off the building or throw up because we got a lot of folks making money off the ignorance of folks. Yes, you're right. But listen, I realize that it's not enough for me to just complain. What's the point of me complaining? So I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to put my offering out there. And his real offering is back. I mean, you just saw Serena talk about it. And I don't like to brag on people because I don't never know what they are. But if you look up Serena Moore Thomas, she's kind of like a superstar. She's been on many, many magazine covers. And yes, she really has gotten governmental contracts. And you saw what she just said about me. We've been rocking for a long time. So I'm not just some Johnny come lately dude who just wants to hurt people. I really want to see people win. So I had to put something out on the market to fight against the ignorance and the shenanigans of all these bootleg folks out here. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Again, if you want to know more about the course, send me a text, 215-975-58. The course is going to drop Friday, Jimmy. Let me know if you want an affiliate link. Matter of fact, Jimmy, do me a favor. I was just talking about the course. Somebody asked me about precious metals, right? I told y'all to go check out buythehood.com. So Jimmy is 1/2 of buythehood.com. He's also 1/6 in my partner in the Black Wealth Project. And him and his partner, Corey, just came out with a precious metals course. Jimmy, is the course still $50 or did it go up? Can you put the link in the comments so I can talk about it just now or talk about it now real quick? All right, Dumas says Germans aren't known to be sensitive to any group. Okay, I think I read that out of order. Dumas says, I like to write in my book, so I don't use library too. Oh, I get it. Value line, you can't really write in that. Again, it's something you can take and put, again, you can take notes on it, right? If you want to buy one, you can, but it's a whole grip. All right, so I like to write my book, so I don't use library too much. I did read Mary Trump's new book and learn that Donald Trump's family is German and change the spelling of the last thing after coming to the U.S. Yeah, I don't not believe that. I believe that. Yes, library has ebooks. Library also has audiobooks as well. All right, so listen, y'all. Y'all asked, and now it is here, right? So Jimmy has a $50 discount code called Black Friday. Use that Black Friday. And you want to go to Buy the Hood University, right? At university, but it's Buy the Hood University, and click on the Precious Metals. And like I said, Jimmy, he's always doing these videos on his gold coins, his gold rounds, his silver coins, his silver rounds, his silver eagles, or silver dollar eagles. I think they are. Always get the terminology. Jimmy, we probably should do another episode just on precious metals alone to let people know what's going on with it. But yeah, for all that want to do precious metals, get into precious metals, go to buythehood.com. Make sure you use the discount code Black Friday, and you get $50 off the course. So I believe needs you to, all in cost for the course is $50 or either $49. I forget exactly which one it is. All right, so Jack says, I'd love to take some of the courses and rate them on their legitimacy. My courses or the courses that are out there floating in the universe? I mean, that's cool either way. If you got time to do it, you could actually make a whole business out of that. All right, folks, listen. Oh, man. Did I miss something here? My comments are always jumping on me. Okay, now we're good. So listen, y'all. Check out Serena's course, which is bit.ly/mission 500K. A couple of people had problems with that link. I will get the link and I will put it in your inbox or your DM as well. And also, if you are interested in buying precious metals, if you're interested in learning about precious metals, if you're interested in learning about this gold, go to Buy the Hood University. Go to buythehooduniversity.com and click on sure you enter the discount code Black Friday to check them out. All right, y'all. Listen, it's been great. I'm not really big on holidays, but I'm always big on eating. So I'll be eating tomorrow. All right. Make sure y'all eat good, drink responsibly. Don't be out on these roads. Stay out of the way of them folks that be in them uniforms with them flashing lights. We don't need no more DUIs. DUIs are costly, y'all. Hopefully, Steve, stay with your loved ones. All right. So I'll be back on Saturday, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. So since Jimmy's on here, right? I told you I was gonna talk about forward. So I'm gonna show y'all how I built out my forward position, right? Just by dollar cost averaging, just by taking a couple bucks here and a couple bucks there. And I want to just show you what my thought process was, why I did it, all right, and where it's at now. So everybody make sure you tune in on Saturday for Wealthy Conversations at noon. Again, Saturday, Wealthy Conversations at noon. See you all later. Have a great night. Bye-bye.